They've got some problems on defense.
Going to the sideline. Burris
catch.
makes the catch. First down, it looks like.
That's a great catch by Pete Burris out there. That looks like first down yardage to me.
Let's see where they mark it.
I think they're going to mark it down about the 34-yard line.
He may not have a first down.
Maybe he doesn't.
There it is again.
Yeah, we're going to. That's a great catch out there by Pete Burris just to be able to hold on to the ball. I think Northwestern's probably going to be about a half a yard short. I hope I'm wrong, but it looks to be the situation at this point.
And they would have to go for it on fourth down.
No, they're closer than that. They're only probably, about a half a yard. They have about, so it's going to be fourth down for Northwestern and a half a yard to go to pick up the first down. I would suspect David Sarn will just keep this ball and try to sneak it.
I don't think you'll see anything too fancy here.
Either that or you'll see Northwestern get into their power set, the wishbone set, and just try to ram it down Spartanburg's throat. Now there it is.
Wishbone.
They're in it. I would not be surprised to see Sarn not even hand this ball off. Everybody's up here. Fourth down.
Ends are tight.
Oh, they're going to hand it.
Antoine Gist breaks it. Gist will score.
He's going to score. What a beautiful call by Coach Wallace and his staff.
They were up in short yardage. Gist got through the line of scrimmage and put a great move on the last man with a shot cut back toward the middle. 34 yards and
made a beautiful cutback downfield. I hope we'll be able to see that on replay.
We are wearing out the replay machine tonight.
Here it is. That replay machine is getting overtime. Look at that move he put on the outside there.
Made a great move on Tim Copeland. Treadway on for the extra point.
Big point right here.
Northwestern has not missed an extra point this year.
That right there is a very key point because that puts Spartanburg down by 4 points instead of 3 now. And now Steve Davis, with him injured, we've got some real problems.
There's Antoine Gist again, and look at that move on Tim Copeland.
Oh, that was a fantastic move Antoine Gist put on.
That's his second touchdown tonight.
That was a great move and a fantastic call by Coach Wallace and the staff.
We want to thank our crew tonight. Sharon Masari and his guys have done a great job at bringing us the plays, and we have just had so many plays to look at. I'm so glad we have replay this year because
I'm out of breath. I can't keep up.
it's almost every play that we need to look at again. Well, 6:18 to play. We're coming down to the wire.
Steve Davis is back on the field again to return this kick, so we'll find out whether he was hurting really that bad or not.
Well, Davis has been sick this week. He missed a day of school and a day of practice. But I don't think the sickness has anything to do with the kind of abuse he's taken tonight. He's had a great game, but Northwestern's been after him. Lee Smith at the 5.
This is a dangerous runner, this Lee Smith, I think. There he goes. He's really shifting.
Tywayne Taylor makes the tackle at the 26.
Tywayne Taylor made a great open field tackle there on Lee Smith. Lee Smith tried to give him a little shake and bake move there, and he didn't buy it.
Spartanburg on its 26.
Well, here's a touchdown again by Antoine Gist, and look at this move he makes on Copeland to cut back. Biggest series of downs of the game right here, Jeff.
Spartanburg on its 26.
Reverse.
On the ground, picked up by DeCarlos Jenkins. And he's to about the 34-yard line, maybe the 35.
That's a huge break for Northwestern because they had everybody on this side of the field. DeCarlos Jenkins would still be running down the far sideline.
The play gained 9, even though Jenkins dropped the ball. 2nd and 1.
It could have been a lot worse, though, Jeff. He could still be running, I think, had he not dropped that football.
Steve Davis is the tailback in Spartanburg's eye. 2nd and 1. Smith calls the play at the line of scrimmage. Smith Airs it out deep, and it's caught by Lee Smith. McCloskey can't get him.
Unbelievable play by Spartanburg. Fake the ball up into the line again and just let it fly. And Lee Smith catches another long touchdown pass. Look here, he's standing out. He's wide open down here on the lower part of the screen, you can see. And he did a nice job of being able to keep his feet there.
Brian Smith had been quiet in this half up until that play, 65 yards.
Well, this is a big point again. You know, Spartanburg's had some trouble on their extra points. Let's see what they can do here.
Tucker Edwards in to attempt the extra point, and it is no good. So it is a 2-point game, 38-36, with 4:57 to play.
I don't think anybody that appreciates any type of good football could not see a better game than this.
We're going to get a chance to see that touchdown again.
You can see him. He's down there just wide open. And, you know, he did a great job. Smith did a great job of play faking that into the line, making it look like it was a run. So now Northwestern has done probably what, you know, they needed to do in that situation by, you know, forcing that kick wide. Now they have an opportunity, and they have an outstanding field goal kicker in Jay Sharp. So all they really need is a field goal to win this game, and there's plenty of time on the clock to get in position to do that.
I think everybody's going to be exhausted after this if they're not already.
That's for sure.
Mundy Woodruff's kickoff is into the end zone.
That's not a bad kickoff for a high school player. He kicked that all the way back in the end zone.
Thanks for calling in. Another employee out sick, and business is booming. What am I going to do?
If your business is growing and you need more employees, or if you just need an employee for a day, call First Choice Temporary Staffing. First Choice serves more than 700 area companies, offering secretarial and office support personnel, general labor, and skilled industrial workers. When you need the right people, make the right choice. First Choice Temporary Staffing. With offices in Rock Hill, Charlotte, and Lancaster. WCBL. TV2.
Northwestern on its 20. Rod Brown breaks it. Brown has a first down to the 34.
Well, all the offensive predictions have come true here tonight. It looks to me like who has the ball last may win this thing.
Definitely so.
Northwestern may not want to be in any hurry to score.
Well, you don't want to give the ball back to Spartanburg with any time left.
Well, that's for sure, and I think Coach Wallace realizes that. He's saying, well, if I can run the football, I'm at least eating up some clock, and I'll pass it when I have to pass it.
13-yard gain, first down at the 33. Sarn will throw to the sideline. It's caught. Alan Williams has the ball across the 40. Andre Rogers knocked him out at the 41. It's a gain of 8. Second and about 2.
Well, take it to the bank. Spartanburg, I don't believe, is going to be able to stop them. Northwestern is just moving the ball at will. Unless Spartanburg comes up with some type of play by somebody, Northwestern's been able to move the ball at will and being able to pass the ball and complete passes whenever they want to. So I would look for them to continue doing it.
Not much on this play. Rod Brown back to the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 2.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see this call. I would imagine Coach Wallace will try to run the ball here for a first down. Northwestern needs to make sure they keep both arms on that football and not allow any type of turnover at this point because they're in great shape. They've been able to move the football at will, and I think if they continue just to eat up the clock and methodically move it downfield, they'll be in good shape.
Trips right.
Ron Gillum's one-on-one down here with Copeland again.
Sarn to throw. He may run it.
First down.
It'll be a first down at about the 46, maybe 47.
I would look for that on down the stretch here, I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Wallace air one out here on down here. He's got Copeland one-on-one many a times, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him either put Gillum down here or put Alan Williams down here and just let one fly, because they've got they're getting the situations they want. They're able to move the football at will, like I said.
First down at the 47.
Rod Gillum one-on-one down here on Copeland. He's playing him awfully tight.
Pete Burris comes in motion. Sarn runs the option. Pitches to Nichols. Nichols made a nice move to cross the 50-yard line and get about 4 yards.
That was a scary-looking play to develop that time, because Sarn seemed to be trapped back there deep in his backfield and got so deep, it made me and everyone here worried that, you know, he was going to fumble the football when he took that pitch out.
Spartanburg penetrated well. But Northwestern comes up 4 yards and 2nd and 6 at the Viking 49. 3 minutes to play.
Well, Northwestern's doing a great job of methodically eating that clock up in the process and moving the ball down the field. There it is, the curl pattern.
Alan Williams, first down at the 34.
They've got it all night. They've done it all night. Damone Herdman was down there to make the tackle. They're now at Spartanburg's 34. If I were the Coach Wallace and the crew, I don't believe I'd be in too big a hurry. I would want to get my ball in position to kick it, but I wouldn't want to be in too big a hurry to score.
We have a timeout. Has Northwestern called a timeout? No, just momentary. Start the clock with 2:30 to play. First down at the 34.
What a great football game.
Oh, it's been unbelievable. Sarn runs the draw to Nichols. And he did not gain anything. He might have lost a little bit. Second down.
They're doing a great job of utilizing the clock and doing their play calling. I would look for a pass in this situation now, because they seem to be going run, pass to eat up a little bit of the clock. They're going to have to start throwing the football, though, now, because they're getting in a position where they've got to get in field goal range. And I think Jay Sharp, if he can get in field goal range, he's usually pretty deadly.
His long is 37 this year. He's 6 out of 8 field goals. Sarn.
There's the long one to Gillum.
Oh, he just tripped going for the ball.
He's one-on-one again down here with Copeland. And Northwestern now is in a real dilemma. But I tell you, the way that they've been doing it all night long, they need the curl pattern right now. They haven't been stopped all night. I think if they'll throw that curl pattern, they'll have continued success. They need to get a little bit closer.
Northwestern wants a timeout with 1:40 to play.
Well, biggest play of the night coming up for the Trojans and for the Vikings. You've got to try to figure out what they may do in this situation, and I think that the curl pattern looks like it's going to be open.
We'll be back.
It's been called brilliant, mesmerizing,
I want everybody to be friends.
a vivid spectacle of classic quality.
So you want to kill him, for starters?
I'm praying to you. I can't die.
Don't miss the Cinemax exclusive of the epic gangster saga, Miller's Crossing, premiering in October. Another reason why Cinemax is the best premium movie service you can get.
I believe you.
Cinemax, if you like movies.
Well, it's 3rd and 10.
Biggest play of the night for both teams right here.
Northwestern needs another first down to get in field goal range.
Well, they really do. I think they need to get down to about Spartanburg's 20. They're on the 34. They need to get to the 20, I think, to secure a chance to win the ball game for Jay Sharp.
3rd and 10. They fake the...
There it is, the curl.
And it's caught. Williams first down at about the 15.
Spartanburg is totally defenseless against that curl pattern.
You're going to mark it at the 17.
You cannot play a wide tackle 6 defense the way they're trying to play it. Here's a replay on the play. Alan Williams is going to go down. He's going to curl inside. Soren's going to hit him with a perfect pass right in the middle of his chest. And now I think Northwestern's in range for a field goal.
Soren is over 200 yards throwing the ball. He's 17 of 27.
I wouldn't be surprised to actually see Coach Wallace throw it again here. He may run it, but I wouldn't be surprised. They've had great success. Well, here's
Nichols, Jamie Nichols to the 5 and another first down.
Well, I would look for him right now to start running that clock. I would think that they'll just let that clock continue to run on because they don't want to give Spartanburg the ball back with any time left. There it goes. I would sit myself in that huddle as long as I could if I was Northwestern and just run it off only when I had to.
They go wishbone. First down at the 5. Benji Young is in at a running back, and he might have gotten a yard. Coming up on 1 minute to play. Drew Darby made the tackle. They put it back.
Northwestern, that's an interesting call there. Northwestern called timeout there. I would have thought Spartanburg would have wanted to call the timeout.
It's at the 4-yard line. And let's pause for this.
Long-distance calling appears to be the same regardless of which company you use, but there are differences. And with one company, Community Long Distance, those differences mean real advantages to you. First, you save money. Second, your charges and savings are shown on your local telephone bill. And third, wrong numbers can be adjusted by your local telephone operator. To subscribe, call 328-2534 for a Community Long Distance, bringing you a touch closer.
Well, the wheels are turning now.
Well, I am totally speechless.
Ball at the 4-yard line with 1 minute and 7 seconds to play. Spartanburg leads by 2.
There's Anquan Gist again.
Got back to about the line of scrimmage, and that was it. 55 seconds and running. It's third down.
They're going to let the clock run on. Now, Spartanburg's wanting a timeout, which is a smart call on their part because they would like to get the ball back so Steve Davis or Smith will have a chance to move it down the field. If they didn't call a timeout at that point, Northwestern would have let the clock run on down.
49 seconds to play.
What a great high school football game. I tell you, I mean, it's just a real pleasure to be able to work here tonight with you, Jeff, because I tell you, I am really excited about both these teams. I think they're both the finest teams in the state at this point. I don't think I've seen anybody better.
Well, so many times when a game is hyped as much as this one, it just doesn't live up to the billing. But I don't know how anybody could ask for any more than they've seen tonight.
Well, it certainly hadn't been the case tonight. I mean, it's lived up to every bit, and I think we've added a little bit to it also.
There's Jimmy Wallace with his team.
Finest coach team, I think, in the state of South Carolina right there. I'll tell you, that's an amazing job that Coach Wallace does with that football team.
You live for nights like this.
Oh, you do. I just wish I was out there in the middle of it.
Well, Coach Wallace might wish the same thing. Third down from the 4. 49 seconds.
Well, they're definitely, as you say,
Benji Young.
I tell you, look at that.
That's close.
Well, now is the decision time. It's going to be 4th down.
I think you've got to go field goal. They not only got it to the 1, but they got it right in the middle of the field.
They're going to kick it. Here comes Sharp. They're going to kick it. They've got this ball inside the 1. I think this is a fine call. I think this is the thing to do.
Well, the field goal gives you the lead. You've got to take it here.
And a touchdown, even if Spartanburg would come back and score, you did everything you could do to win the football game.
The ball is in the middle of the field.
That was a great job.
Is that Spartanburg's timeout again?
I did not catch it, to tell you the truth. I would imagine it is. They're going to probably let Sharp think about this one a little bit.
I imagine it would have had to have been Spartanburg's timeout. There's no way Northwestern would have called a timeout.
No, Northwestern wouldn't have called a timeout. Well, this is, Jay Sharp has been successful. This is nothing more than an extra point for him. It really isn't. So let's see if he's able to handle the pressure.
He's 6 for 8 field goals this year, and the advantage that Northwestern has had in the kicking game.
Truly amazed that this game has come down to this.
An 18-yard field goal. Sharp kicks it.
There. Well, it's just like an extra point for Jay Sharp, and he just nailed that ball. He kicked that ball over the street, out of the stadium. So he is, a bundle of nerves. He sure doesn't have any.
The scoreboard was flashing. You can't see it now, but when the kick went through, the score and the time just pulsating. I've never seen it do that before.
Well,
it was almost a strobe effect.
Well, I've been through many Rock Hill High and Northwestern football games, but never have I witnessed a football game like this.
39-38 Northwestern. 37 seconds to play.
When looking for temporary or full-time employment, try First Choice Temporary Staffing. First Choice offers a variety of jobs ranging from secretarial and office support jobs to skilled and unskilled industrial positions. First Choice also offers computerized evaluation and computer training for word processors. First Choice provides temporary and permanent help to more than 700 area companies. And at First Choice, payrolls are done locally to provide you with your weekly paycheck in the fastest, most effective way. So when looking for a job, make the right choice. First Choice Temporary Staffing.
Well, there's Davis. Northwestern scored 17 points in this quarter and leads at 39-38. Jay Sharp, who kicked the field goal, kicks off.
That's a smart kick by Sharp to pin him into the sideline.
Lee Smith.
That's a great play down there.
At the 23.
Nard Wiley made a great play down there. We got a flag also. If this is against Spartanburg, this is a crucial penalty. Oh, it's against Northwestern. A personal foul.
Well, if you think field goal, again, Spartanburg hasn't attempted a field goal this year, and with the adventures we've had on their extra points tonight, not very likely.
Well, I tell you the truth, they've got the ball out now. That gives them an additional 15 yards. Instead of back at the 20, 22, they're sitting out at the 37. That's a bad mistake by Northwestern at this point, and you don't want to give Davis any running room. There
Here's Davis.
That's a great play right there. Lamont Cherry does it again. He's had a fantastic game. There's
Davis.
a flag there, another flag, late flag.
5-yard gain for Davis with 18 seconds to play, but a good call because you spread the field. You give it to Davis, it's like throwing a bomb.
Well, it's the same thing. He's a dangerous person out in the open field. Northwestern, unsportsmanlike conduct. Well, that's an unusual call at this point of the game.
Very unusual for Northwestern to do these kind of things here.
Well, I know Coach Wallace doesn't advocate something like this, and I know that I would hate to be the guy that did it when I go back in that locker room after the game.
Spartanburg's going to have a shot.
Well, that's two very, very crucial mistakes by the Trojans. They could have had Spartanburg back at the 20. Now you see them back at the down now at the Northwestern, in Northwestern territory. And I know Coach Wallace doesn't advocate that type of behavior. Well, let's see. What are they doing now? Now they're bringing the ball back upfield.
Well, they haven't marked it off yet.
That really hurt right there. Now you're talking, they've got it in Northwestern territory when they would have had it their own 20. That's a 32-yard swing. And you still got 18 seconds, and you got Steve Davis in the backfield, a human bowling ball.
This thing is not over yet. Brian Smith has time. Swings the ball out, caught to about the 40-yard line.
Let's check the timeouts. I don't think Spartanburg has any timeouts. They're not going to get a playoff.
They're not going to be able to do it.
Northwestern wins. What an amazing finish.
A strange call by Spartanburg.
Very strange. Well, when you dump a ball in the flat like that, you definitely have got to get out of the field of play to stop the clock. amazing finish to a great football game.
39-38, Northwestern beats Spartanburg in a memorable show tonight. We'll be back and we'll try and recap this one after this.
That's great.
Two, our subs are sliced fresh to order right before your eyes. We use only the highest quality meats and cheeses. All subs are made on our fantastic New York-style hoagie bun, served hot from the oven. At Substation 2, our menu has over 30 delicious choices, sure to titillate even the most discriminating palate. Our fast, courteous service is known throughout the southeastern United States. You can even phone ahead for quicker service.
Nobody makes a better sub. Nobody.
They're the greatest. They're the greatest.
Well, Rick, the game ran kind of long tonight, and if we're going to recap the scoring, we may be here until midnight.
That's right.
An unbelievable football game. Spartanburg scored 7 touchdowns and lost.
Well, that's amazing, and you know, when you look at all the firepower that they displayed here tonight, it's amazing that somebody had to lose this ball game. And, you know, they have nothing to be ashamed of walking off this field tonight, because I think that they're going to see the Trojans again here in a few weeks.
Well, you look back on it, I guess it only seemed like 7. I guess they did have 6 touchdowns, but they still lost. And I think the kicking game, you go back and look at it, that's definitely got to be the difference.
Well, there's no doubt about it. You know, Northwestern, and I attribute that to coaching at Northwestern, because, you know, they were able to convert their extra points when they needed them, and that was the difference tonight.
One thing that this game does, I think, is that it may assure, if Northwestern goes out and does things as they're expected to do it, it looks like Northwestern's going to have the home field advantage. I wouldn't be surprised to see these two teams meet again, and if they do, it'll be on this field.
Well, that's a big, big plus for Northwestern, because, you know, you don't want to go over to Spartanburg and have to play over there if you don't have to. Northwestern did what they had to do tonight. They came out, they methodically controlled the football at times when they needed to and pushed the ball down the field, and they were able, believe it or not, long enough to stop Steve Davis every now and then, just long enough to keep him off the field. I know it's hard to believe you can say they stopped him, but in essence, I guess you have to say he got his yards, and he hurt them at some points of the game, but they were able to convert when they had to.
Well, Davis had, from what we could keep up with, 246 yards and 3 touchdowns. So I think it might be stretching it a little bit to say that they stopped him.
Well,
between Davis and Brian Smith, over 500 yards of offense for Spartanburg.
That's an amazing statistic and lose a football game when you have over 500 yards of total offense.
From 2 guys.
Yeah, and then when you look at, I think Coach Wallace would say at this point, he's happy that Davis only had 246 yards against them and 3 touchdowns, because he walked off the field the winner.
I think one of the keys was that Davis got hurt late in the ballgame and had to sit out some time.
Well, I believe it was Bernard Martin. I think they could thank him a lot for this win tonight, because he threw a severe lick on Davis there on his thigh, and it brought him out of the ball game at that point. You know, and Spartanburg was coming up with a crucial 3rd down play, and Davis wasn't in the game, and they weren't able to convert.